Hello and welcome to Local Link Hub's podcast, a show with local impact for global change. For those who don't know, Local Link Hub is the localization and partnership initiative for Terre des Hommes. We are a global online platform and we provide free e-learning and capacity development resources for local and national NGOs. This project is funded by the Somaha Foundation. I'm your host, Enikő Vass, and I'm the Communication and Content Manager for Local Link Hub. And thank you for listening to today's episode with the title, She Opened a Garage, He Built a Future. Stories of Change from Albania. On today's Local Link Hub podcast, I'm joined by Mariel Hysa from Edu-Innovation in Albania. Mariel is a versatile professional and a key figure at Edu-Innovation, where he has served as coordinator since 2019, focusing on social reintegration and skill development for vulnerable groups. With extensive experience in project management and monitoring, he has successfully collaborated with major international partners such as Terre des Hommes, UNICEF. He effectively combines high-level administrative oversight with direct, on-the-ground support to drive sustainable social change. In this episode, we talk with Edu-Innovation about how they help young people in Albania build better futures. We hear inspiring stories of people who gained confidence, skills, and new opportunities through training and support. This conversation shows how the right help can truly change lives. Hello, Mariel. It's great to have you on our podcast. To start off, could you tell our listeners how the story of Edu-Innovation began back in 2019? What was the big spark or the specific need in rural Albania that made you realize this organization has to exist?
Thank you. Back in 2019, Edu-Innovation began, let's say, as a shared vision between 5 professionals who believed that young people in Albania deserve more opportunities, stronger support systems, and better access to education and employment. In a certain way, what started as a goodwill initiative quickly grew into a public non-profit organization focused on creating social impact, especially for youth and vulnerable groups who often face barriers to inclusion and development. From the beginning, our mission has been centered on youth inclusion, empowerment, and equal opportunities. We saw that many young people, women, and marginalized communities had talent and potential, but lacked access to guidance, professional trainings, career orientation, and, let's say, pathways into the labor market. Edu-Innovation was created, I would say, with a certain mission to help and bridge that gap. Regarding the second part of the question, I would say that the big spark was recognizing a recurring challenge across many communities, especially in rural areas and unserved areas. Young, talented people who often lacked access to quality guidance and career orientation, and of course, clear pathways into the labor market. We saw this as a significant gap between potential and opportunity during our experiences in many municipalities and areas in Albania.
Training is the focus of your organization, as we understood from your answer, but why training? Why did you choose this specific area?
I would say training is one of our core pillars of the organization because we believe education and practical skills are essential tools for employment and inclusion, especially also for long-term social development. Edu-Innovation focuses on providing training and qualification opportunities for youth and marginalized groups, especially for those who face, let's say, challenges in accessing education, employment, and opportunities. We have seen training not only as a learning process, but also as a pathway toward socio-economic reintegration and independence. Through our programs and capacity building dedicated programs, soft skills development, digital competence, and entrepreneurship education, and especially vocational preparation, because we have implemented for many years dedicated vocational trainings for youths, for marginalized youths, where we aim to equip these young people with the knowledge and confidence, let's say, how to be successfully, or how to enter in the labor market.
Yeah, I see. We talk a lot about localization in the nonprofit World Local Link Hub, is the localization platform of TDH. From your perspective, in ground cities like Diber, Klos, what does being a local partner actually mean for the people you serve every day?
For us at Edu-Innovation, being a local partner means much than simply implementing projects. We have more than 7 years that we have been working all over Albania. And in my point of view, it means being present in the community every day. So let's say understanding the real challenges people face and building trust directly with those we serve. In municipalities like Dibur, Bulqiz, and Klos, we have years that we work there, and many young people and vulnerable groups need more and more opportunities on paper. They need support, guidance, motivation, and someone who believes in their potential. This is very important. Being a local partner means for us being a supporter, a provider of opportunities, and a factor that we can positively change someone's life. Sometimes it means helping a young person gain having the right confidence to apply for their first job. Other times it means providing training, a mentorship, or simply creating a safe environment where people feel heard and included. We aim to push toward a new beginning and a better future. So in our 7 years of story all over Albania, we have a lot of success stories where the life of these, let's say, young people, marginalized groups have changed, even though these people didn't believe it first, but they saw the change by themselves.
You mentioned the success story, and with the trainings, you focus on reintegration programs, you work to prevent human trafficking. Can you share a story, of course, without the specifics, of a participant whose life changed after your programs?
At Edu-Innovation, we have many success stories.
That is really good.
During the period that we have been working. We have been working closely with victims of trafficking, potential victims of trafficking, people that are at risk of trafficking, and of course the other, let's say, marginalized group of people that lack opportunities or have social and economic problems. But let me tell you something. Every story is different, but many of them show how to access, let's say, to skills, support, and opportunity that can completely change someone's path. I remember a story in Dibur. I will not mention details, from a woman who was a victim of trafficking and came from a very difficult and traumatic background. At the beginning, she had very little, let's say, confidence in herself, very limited opportunities for social and economic independence. She became part of our socioeconomic reintegration training program, where she developed professional skills, received mentoring, and started rebuilding her confidence step by step. After completing the training cycle, she applied for a startup grant opportunity, part of the reintegration program that we provided for the beneficiaries. And luckily, she was one of the persons that was selected as a winner. With that support, she did something, let's say, not usual, because she opened a small auto spare parts together with her father. So
wow.
It was something that was beyond our and her expectations, to tell you the truth, because it's not usual that this kind of business to be managed by women. So it was, in my point of view, what makes, let's say, this story especially meaningful. It's not only the business itself, but the fact that she broke many social and cultural barriers in her community. in a traditionally closed and conservative environment, as it is Dibur,
Yes.
especially for women. Entering a field like auto spare parts was something uncommon, not usual. She changed in a certain way the mentality and created a new beginning for herself. She had also two children. So in the moment she opened this business, the entire, let's say, story of her family changed. But I wanna bring another success story regarding this part from a young man returning from France, in the same municipality in Dibur. He joined the program as a returnee from immigration and unemployed, bringing with him, let's say, a very valuable experience as an electrician, because he used to work in France as an electrician, but still searching for a clear path forward in the moment he returned in his home place. Through, let's say, dedication, guidance, and hard work, he transformed his skills and ambition into a sustainable business. Today that we are speaking, more than 3 years later, he is not only a successful entrepreneur of that area, but also a confident and empowered professional. His business continues to grow, serving his community and creating a stable future, not only for him, but also for his family. Because I remember he had in his family had economic problems, but thanks God he did it. So this young man did not, let's say, lack talent or determination. He simply needed the right support, encouragement, and the spark of opportunity. I would say that this success story and his journey demonstrates how investing in people can turn potential into lasting success and creating meaningful impact far beyond one individual.
Well, thank you for sharing these stories. I'm really amazed that self-confidence can really transform the fate of these people. So thank you for sharing these. It's not a secret that Edu-Innovation works closely with Terdesom Albania. How does this partnership help you reach more people, reach your goals?
For Edu-Innovation and our staff and local staff in the areas, working closely with Terdesom Albania, that has been truly a privilege. This partnership has helped us strengthen our impact and reach more vulnerable people and communities, especially in the areas where support services are limited. Because of the strong reputation, experience, and long-term work that Terdesom has built over the years in child protection, anti-trafficking, social inclusion, and this has helped in a certain way us to being honored regarding this collaboration because it was our first time. So Edu-Innovation, this was the first time that we worked with Terdesom. But I can say, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but it was love with the first sight. So during all the project implementation, I felt like I had the ears that I knew the colleagues of Terdesom, because we could understand each other with eyes closed, and we created a trust with each other. And this trust is very important when working with vulnerable groups, victims of trafficking, youth at risk, and marginalized families. Also, I would like to share that our partnership helped us to improve the quality of our services through shared expertise, professional standards, capacity building, and coordinated interventions. By, let's say, combining local knowledge and direct community engagement from Edu-Innovation with the experience of the Terdesom Albania staff and their support, we were able to create a more sustainable and effective program.
So what's one thing that you've been able to achieve together with TDH that you're particularly proud of?
I guess I have to say more than one thing, but also one of the things that we are most proud of our collaboration between Edu-Innovation and Terdesom Albania is the strong and genuine partnership that we have built together. Beyond achieving project objectives and implementing activities successfully, what has made this collaboration truly valuable is the positive spirit behind the work. There has been always a strong sense of cooperation, mutual understanding, and shared commitment toward helping vulnerable communities and creating a real impact. So we were working as a unique team. We have supported each other in achieving objectives and the other goals of the project. We have overcome challenges because in a project you never know, you might face different situations and challenges, but the important thing is that we overcome all the challenges, and we were able to find practical solutions for the people that we serve there. Also, I found myself in a very positive atmosphere among the staff, thanks to their open communication and the shared vision with each other.
I read a bit about you, and in a lot of programs, you set up children and adolescents consultative councils. And
Yeah.
why do you think it's important to have children involved in the local decision making?
I would say involving children and adolescents in consultative councils is not only symbolic. We have implemented previous projects in Northern Albania, including directly children, and it's, let's say, very practical and necessary if you want a real impact. Children and young people experience services, schools, and the communities in a very direct way. They see problems that we adults often miss. If you exclude them from decision making, you also exclude the reality of how policies and programs actually affect them. So these councils give them a very, I would say, structured space to express needs, raise concerns, and propose solutions. So it builds ownership. It also builds confidence and civic responsibility for new generation. So in the moment they stop being passive beneficiaries and they become active participants in shaping their environment and shaping their future.
You already mentioned that children see things differently, but what other unique perspective these children are bringing to the table when you are talking to decision makers, to the local leaders? Can you elaborate on this?
I think their perspective is valuable because it's grounded in daily reality, not in institutional assumptions. They don't speak in abstract, let's say, policy terms. They speak about what actually works. So they tell the truth. They tell things how things are. They often point out practical gaps that we adults normalize or overlook, as safety issues on the way to the school, discrimination, lack of trust in institutions, or simply how services feel in practice, because they are there every day and they know and they tell something from their experience. That kind of detail for us is extremely useful for improving policies that look good on paper but fail on real life. So they bring honesty. Children are less influenced by bureaucracy or political framing. They don't know. They are honest. They are fragile. So their feedback is more direct and often more accurate about how systems are experienced on the ground, on the real field. And there's another, let's say, layer that they bring forward future-oriented thinking. The children naturally focus on what they need to live better, learn better, feel included tomorrow, not just exist today.
Yes, well, it's really interesting how burdened we adults are by the bureaucracy and policy, and children are the mirror to these burdens that we carry with us. Thank you. I've already mentioned a little bit, but we need to talk a bit in depth about the local response you give to human trafficking. I know this is a heavy topic. How can you approach such a difficult issue at the community level to build resilience?
For our team, now more than 5 years that we have been part of the human program anti-trafficking. Working on the field and at the community level is a very sensitive work. So the approach has to be the right one, has to be structured, not emotional only, but also always grounded in prevention and protection. First, we don't treat it as a standalone issue. We look at the root causes as poverty, lack of opportunities, school dropouts, gender inequality, I would say, and of course, social exclusion. If those conditions stay the same, the risk stays very high. So resilience starts by reducing vulnerability, not just reacting to cases. Second, we work directly with at-risk groups before exploitation happens. That includes awareness sessions, targeted outreach in rural areas, school-based interventions, and training programs that give young people real alternatives. When people see a future, luckily, as I would say, skills, job, income, or income pathways, the risk of manipulation drops significantly. Third, we focus on, I would say, trust inside communities. In many cases, victims or persons at risk of trafficking and individuals don't speak up, let's say, early. They begin to build safe spaces. So working with local actors and ensuring that confidentiality is very critical in this case. Without trust, there is no prevention system that works. This is clear. Fourth, we invest in socio-economic reintegration for those, let's say, already affected. That means training skills, psychosocial support, and direct pathways into employment or entrepreneurship. The goal is not only recovery, but independence and stability. Finally, we work in coordination with local institutions in these areas. And of course, in this case, we have worked with Tereza Som Albania as a lead partner organization in the project that we implemented. Because I would say not a single stakeholder, being neither a local stakeholder or organization or whatever, can, let's say, handle this alone. A coordinated local response is what turns isolated interventions into real community resilience. In the end, building resilience against human trafficking is not one action. It's a long process of strengthening people, families, and systems, so exploitation has fewer entry points.
Yes, so this is really good what you are saying. If you are showing people future path that they see, they are probably more prone to these dangers of human trafficking. So thank you. To finish, if we were to sit down again in 5 years and talk about Edu-Innovation, what is your biggest dream for the young professionals and students of Albania? What does success looks like for Edu-Innovation's team by then?
I would define it like this. 5 years for us, the biggest, let's say, dream or concrete reality is to see a real shift in opportunity for young people and students across Albania, especially those from rural and marginalized communities. Success for us is not just about running more projects or trainings. It's not a matter of numbers. It's about seeing young people actually stay, grow, and build their future here in Albania. This is very important. That means more young professionals who are employable, confident, and skilled enough to enter in the labor market or create their own opportunities through startups or entrepreneurship. Also, I would say, seeing the picture larger, it means for me stronger local systems, so schools, institutions, and communities that are more responsive, more inclusive, and better connected to the needs of youth. We want to see a prevention system for social risks, like trafficking, becoming stronger, earlier, and community-driven, not reactive. Another case success indicator, in my point of view, it will be sustainability. so that the impact of our work continues beyond the project cycle. So not everything finished in the moment the project finished. This is one of my concerns, and we usually speak with our colleagues, including the colleagues of Teresa's home, that this should not be seen like this. Project is finished and everything is finished. No. I think sustainability is very, very, very important. And I would say that the local actors, the trained professionals, and the future leaders continue to carry it forward. So it should not be put it there and finished. No, this is not the way. If something you don't feed it, it doesn't grow. So it's the same. I see it like this. But beyond all of that, I would say that the real vision is the dignity. A generation of young people who don't feel forced to leave their communities out of lack of options, but who choose their path freely because they actually have choices. So they have the opportunity and they have the opportunity to have a choice, to make a choice.
Super. I wish you all the strength to have a sustainable future for Edu-Innovation. So, Mariel, thank you for being here at our podcast and have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
I'm Enikő Vass, and you've been listening to a Local Link Hub podcast. We had help from Judit Németh Almási. Thanks to all of you for listening, and thanks to our guest today, Mariel Hysa from Edu-Innovation. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you want to learn more about Terre des Hommes' localization initiative, please visit our website locallink.childhub.org. If you have any comments on the episode or want to share your thoughts, contact us via social media on Facebook or LinkedIn, or email us on locallink@childhub.org. Thanks for joining. See you on our next episode.